Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a little bit of an update with the whole Dokibird situation and the Marvel Rivals stuff that's been going on, because if you don't know, this has been blowing up quite a bit. Lots of people have been angry, lots of people have been mad, and it all pertains to this whole World Cup thing, where essentially Dokibird was a part of a Team Canada, which ended up having a lot of drama within it, especially surrounding one creator here, Warren, who's an Overwatch creator who barely knows, many characters in Marvel Rivals, and wasn't very willing to switch. And obviously, after it was a little bit too late, he decided that he could switch, which I thought was pretty interesting. And that, of course, led to a lot of drama because people started blaming him, and obviously, teammates started falling out and whatever. Obviously, Mori in that team as well fell out of him the most. I would say FanFan and Dokibird were pretty quiet, right? They weren't very vocal about it whatsoever, and they were just trying to have fun and get along, right? And obviously, the same with Shurfa as well. I don't really hear much about him. Maybe he said something, I'm not sure. I haven't really actually heard anything about his involvement. But obviously, XQC as well was getting involved a little bit. Obviously, he was trying to vouch for him within the game, but we also saw a clip later on where he said, well, it's kind of cooked. It's either do we want to be like, badly cooked, or do we want to be mega badly cooked? And he chose the option where it wasn't as bad. So yeah, of course, that is one of the kind of things. But Dokibird has actually talked about this again over on her stream. This is obviously from the Worst Clip Ever. Go and follow them. Not actually the Worst Clip Ever, they're Good Clip Ever, but obviously that's their name. So yeah, let's take a look at this, and obviously we'll talk about it as the video goes through.
I do want to say I'm appreciative that my rivals did invite me to participate. I don't know if I'll get another chance again to participate in the World Cup like this. This was my first time. But if I do have another chance, I hope I can redeem myself for next year's World Cup if they host it again. And we just didn't have. I feel like our synergy as a team, like everyone's a good player individually. It's just synergy as a team just wasn't it, and that's like not on us individually. It's just sometimes that happens, and I don't want to blame anyone. I think we all made mistakes during, I made mistakes.
Yeah, and I think that is true. I think that essentially, Dokibird saying like, is there going to be another World Cup or whatever? She would like to be invited again, and hopefully she can make up for things next time, because of course, Rivals and NetEase are probably looking at, the drama that went down, and probably they're going to want to avoid that again. And it would suck if Dokibird ended up being under that kind of, I guess, like list of people, right, that they won't invite next time, because obviously she was a part of Team Canada, despite not actually doing anything herself. So I hope that, NetEase can actually, see the difference between some of the people involved in the event, and how much they were involved in this entire drama, because Dokibird wasn't really involved at all. She got name dropped a couple of times, which obviously she just kind of defended herself. I was like, well, why are we mentioning me? But that was about it. That was really the extent of, how much she was involved. A lot of it just came from mainly Warren and some other people that were obviously arguing with him in there. So again, I do think, yeah, it would be a shame if, Marvel Rivals were to kick her out essentially, for this, because she's done nothing wrong.
Mistakes. Everyone made mistakes during that game, and we had to have last minute dropouts and stuff too. So it's it's not really anyone's full fault. It's like everyone's everyone together as a team. We we lost as a team. We are, and in the end, and we all tried to our best ability. I will say, I did throw one of the games, because I was just not. Everything was just throwing me off in general. So I did throw during one of those games. But it was just because I just wasn't in the right mindset to play.
That's fair enough, right? I don't think of course it's a very, popular tournament. It's got $300,000 on the line, but not everybody can have a good game, right? And that's fine, right? It's not like she's intentionally throwing. If she intentionally threw, then yeah, sure, people could have a problem with that. But sometimes, you're just not feeling it as much, and you can't really do anything about it. You're there at the event, you're there, you turned up, but it just kind of happens, right? So yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I do think I think it got better during the last map when we all just fucked around and actually try to have fun, and just just messed around that. That helped a lot. But I think like, you know, we all tried our best and like tried our best in a way like with what we have, with what we got. Yeah. Tyler, thank you for the 5 gifted ships. Thank you, thank you. We all tried our best with what we got. Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that like Dokibird's phrasing it is the fact that like apparently they didn't have some people on there. There was some last minute team changes. I'm pretty sure Warren was actually a last minute team change. If I recall correctly. So yeah, obviously it wasn't the team that maybe they were expecting or wasn't as good as they were expecting. So that could have also been an issue as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and don't send hate to any of my teammates. I should have said that earlier. Like, it is what it is. I know I said some stuff with Aramori because it just caught me off guard. But she was also like really frustrated and angry. Like I don't know if you guys know this, but she hasn't been like having good luck with creative tournaments. And this was like her one time like where she could potentially break her streak. So that's understandable that she got really frustrated. But yeah, it just, you know, she shot everyone, not just me. Yeah. I mean, I've lost some, I've won some. I've just learned to roll with the punches because in the beginning I'm always getting like super depressed about it. But like I've won tournaments, you know? I've won tournaments. I haven't lost every tournament I've done. But I've learned to like, you know, you would eventually win something or not be like last place. And like I've had those moments.
And yeah, I think that, you know, obviously there was that entire thing with Aramori. You know, she obviously was quite frustrated with things as well. And that ended up kind of, you know, going over to the whole Warren stuff. If you remember whenever Warren was, you know, making those comments about, you know, for example, like FanFan and Dokibird and all of this other kind of stuff that he was saying. Obviously, Aramori was one of the people that obviously, you know, kind of hit back over on Twitter and stuff like that because she was pretty angry about it. And obviously that explains a little bit further as to why she was frustrated about it. Apparently she's had bad luck with tournaments, which obviously sucks. But again, you know, it seems like she was taking it out on like most of the team, not just like one individual person. Now, maybe that's not exactly the best mindset to have, I'll be honest. But again, I can understand it. It will be quite frustrating. So, yeah, I mean, and Dokibird also being the kind of bigger person there, right? You guys remember Warren obviously going onto stream and saying, you know, oh, me and XQC, we've won tournaments before, but we've got FanFan and Dokibird, and you know, and I forgot who else was it, and Aramori, yeah, FanFan, Dokibird, and Aramori. Oh, they were all, you know, they were all on the team this time. And they were in the teams last time. So I wonder who's the issue here, kind of thing. And kind of alluding to the fact that essentially the women on the team were the ones that were making them lose, which obviously is crazy considering how good Dokibird is. And, you know, I think that, you know, it's insane to be making those comments, especially whenever Dokibird and FanFan in particular hadn't said anything to him, right? It's just really unnecessary to say. And obviously it's going to send a lot of hate over to them as well if you say stuff like that. So yeah, it's just kind of like a, what do you say, fuck me for kind of situation. Which, yeah, obviously that's how Dokibird kind of got involved in this in the first place, because yeah, he just randomly dropped that on them, which I thought was crazy.
Akko, thank you for the 10 gifted ships. Thank you, thank you. So, like, you know, she shot everyone, not just me. Like, she fucking shot at Surefour, and he was just like, why you shoot me for? Even usually Surefour wouldn't say anything, but even he was like, what the fuck? Like, Verb, thank you for the 5 gifted ships. Thank you. I was like, yeah, I was just like, I was like, why did she shoot Surefour? Bro, he's getting all the kills. Like, he's just like, I don't think it would, guys. I just got 9 final hits, guys.
Yeah, I do think as well, it's kind of like the dynamic of the team wasn't so great as well. It wasn't just Warren, by the way. It seems like, of course, yeah, as she talks about, Aramori was, you know, taking shots at people, which obviously doesn't help with the mood. And again, like whether you mean it or not, whether you mean to be malicious or not, it's one of those things where it will bring down the mood regardless. So that's probably another reason as to why it felt, you know, so bad at the time.
Random. Yeah. Why you say fuck me for? I think she was just really frustrated with everything, which, you know, makes sense with it. Yeah, everyone, yeah, we just all got hit with the blast range, too. Yeah, so, like, you know, it happens. It happens. It comes and goes. Like, she'll get a win eventually. You can't lose every tournament. Like that was me at one point when I first started doing tournaments. I never was like at the top for tournaments. Like I've always like at the bottom or middle. I was never like, you know, top 5 or something. And then eventually I started winning. I've hit a stride of wins. It just takes, you just get there, and I got used to it. Like losses don't fucking matter to me anymore. Yeah, Zeka, thank you the 10, get the ships, thank you.
So yeah, I think that kind of explains like most of the clip as to why things were so frustrating within the actual you know, kind of the team, what was kind of going on, what kind of spurred on a lot of this kind of toxicity as well. As you know, obviously we've gone on about how much Warn has been an issue after the tournament itself, you know, posting those posts about you know, Dokibird and whatever, and it's just like kind of stupid, right? But there was also, yeah, that kind of toxicity and whatever, which was coming from people like Aramori, which, you know, of course she was frustrated with not winning in a while, and obviously that is understandable, but also at the same time, if you're trying to win a tournament and whatever, you know, there's only so much that other people can take before, you know, you start getting into a toxic lobby, right? And that's kind of what happened. Now, of course, you know, some people, you know, kept it all good and nice and whatever, but again, I think it is just one of those things where it's unfortunate, and there's a mixing pot of a bunch of different things, right? And I think Dokibird actually explains it quite well, to kind of give us a little bit of a, you know, just give us the truth, I guess, behind what was actually going on throughout this tournament, right? So yeah, I mean, that's essentially all there is for this situation. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.